let's actually stay seated. At this point in time, we are going to honor David, and we'll invite up Sid. We'll invite Sid, Kelsey, Leah, and Bella to come on up and say wonderful things about you.
And I get to fill in Rabbi Sidney about all the stuff that happened before you were here, which is where I was involved. So I had the great fortune to work with David on the executive committee for several years. However, before we even started all that, when we met, he let me know that we had family in common. His cousins are my stepbrother and sister. And then we knew all these people in common too. Jewish Dallas is very small. So nothing like Jewish geography. But when I started as executive VP in 2015, David was VP of Finance and helped us lead a financial task force. I guess it was around that time that I learned that David did this work professionally. So I started to realize just how fortunate we were to have him on our financial team at Beth Torah. The following year, when I became president, I learned even more. Before I fully got it, I asked David to meet me for lunch to teach me how to read those darn spreadsheets he presented at the board meetings. I knew all about budgeting and financial stuff in the corporate world, and on personal, this was a whole nother realm. And I'm looking at these sheets and I'm clueless. So he was very patient and very kind and explained to me exactly how this whole worked and how the budgeting system in the nonprofit world is a little different than it is in the corporate world. The other project he stepped in to help me with was a couple years later, we needed a new strategic plan. Little did I know that David knew exactly how to do that. So David and Lisa Miller put this whole concept together for us to sit with the board and put together a new strategic plan, and it was very successful. So we, again, appreciated the expertise that he brought to the table. And it's just been a pleasure to become friends through all of this work we've done together. He's always been a phenomenal team player, and I appreciate that immensely. Everyone gets along with David. Like, I've never heard of anything other than, of course, he's a great team player. And then the next step was, and I'm going to let Leah and Bella and Kelsey share this, is a big pivot into how he's helped our students and some of mine, so I'm very grateful that you took good care of my kids, on the next step in his world of philanthropy.
So we have been honored to have David as the Bat Mitzvah tutor for both of my daughters, Bella and Kelsey, within the last years. Bella was in 2021 and Kelsey was just a few months ago. And the amount of care and love and effort and support he gave to both of my girls was incredible. We couldn't have asked for a better tutor. He really took them completely under the wings, treated them like one of his own, and made sure that they were so confident and wonderfully prepared for each of their services. When I was first asked to speak about him, I was like, this is amazing, I can't wait to tell all the great things. But then I was like, the girls actually are the ones that he spent the most time with, and so I wanted to make sure that they had a chance to say a few words too. Bella?
So he was my tutor during COVID times, so that was kind of difficult, but he was able to overcome those challenges, and we did online tutoring, and he was just really great at listening and understanding and helping me when I was struggling with a part. He'd always help me overcome that, and he was just a really great tutor, and he made sure I was successful, even though we had those challenges, and he was just really great. So.
He was my tutor just a few months ago. My bat mitzvah was in January. So patient, very adaptable to noticed, oh, works better with this. It was just, he's such a good tutor, and I don't know what to say, I don't know so much. But he was just so kind and so patient, just always knew exactly what this was and always helped me whenever I was struggling, which is, but it was pretty good.
Above and beyond, when Kelsey was having some struggles keeping up, up to 4 days a week, David was on call to help Kelsey. And when we were, at the last minute, when we had some changes happen, no problem. He took over and made sure that we were so comfortable with every aspect of the service. And truly, it's remarkable the amount of love and respect and care he puts into each one of these tutors tutoring assignments and tutoring these kids for their bar mitzvahs, and we are so grateful for the time he spent with us.
Thank you.
Thank you. David, would you like to come up and say anything? All right. So then what that means is that everyone gets to come up to you after at the Oneg and say all of their wonderful things about you. What's incredible about you also is that you like to go, it seems like you enjoy going above and beyond with your tutoring responsibilities. Not only do you have probably more students at a time than anyone else, than any of the other tutors in this building, but I sometimes will walk by the library, hear some singing, or walk by the Oneg room, hear some singing, and hear you helping out an adult who needs some help as well. So you're very enthusiastic about who you're tutoring, about teaching them as they are. So thank you, and I'm looking forward to lots more of learning from you and with you in the years to come.